You were baptised Micheál.
Yeah, well, when I was getting baptised in William Street was round the corner. It's still there,
Yeah.
William Street Church. The priest who was baptising me, Father, I think it was Father Moriarty, as far as I was told. My mother told me, and he was an Irish priest. He was all into Irish. And when he was baptising me, he looked at me, he saw Michael, and he said, he asked my mother, he said, why did we put it down as Micheál? My mother said, yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that came.
Lovely.
So I was written down, even though my father had Michael on the thing,
Yeah.
but everyone was known as Michael then. Micheál was a kind of, it's an Irish name.
Yeah, it is.
And it's spelled M-I-C-E-A for the L.
EA Fodder L.
And M-I-C-H-A-E-L is Michael.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
What do you prefer to be called?
I like Micheál because
Yeah.
the reason I like Micheál is, James, is I was only known as Micheál until I met Phyllis. I was only known as Micheál in Marino, and that's where it was known as Micheál.
Yeah.
And then Phyllis started calling me Michael, and that just took it on, and other people called me Michael.
Yeah.
And that happened to a lot of people. But I like Micheál. I like the name, you know. I always did. The reason I did is because I was always called it.
Yeah.
And it was from the kid, from his child, up over the years. Joan and all my family and Joan's family, and anyone. If I was to walk down into Marino and I met people I knew, they'd call me Micheál.
Yeah.
But
That's
they knew
it.
me as Micheál.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She were baptised as Micheál, so it
I
makes
was
sense.
baptised as Micheál,
Yeah.
yeah, I was, yeah. Is that being recorded?
Yeah. You're on the record.
That's another point. There's another thing I forgot to tell you about was when I was in Marino school, I tell you how things were, and when I came home from school every day, I had to get, there was a pillow slip, they had these pillow slips, and I had to take that and walk all the way up to Killester to get bread. There was Kennedy's Bakery, it was Kennedy's at that time, was up in Killester, up there where the bank is, round there, and I'd have to walk. They used to give when the bread was come in, there'd be half loaves left and everything else. You know the way things they break up and all in shops. And I used to get a bag of half loaves bread. And before I did anything in me homework or anything like that, I just to get a bag and go up and walk all the way up there and walk all the way back.
Wow, that would have taken ages, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and then do me homework. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I had to do that, and anything that there was, Firewood, there was a Copeland Avenue there. You know Copeland Avenue.
I do. Yeah.
That was a little big forest kind of thing with loads of trees in it.
Yeah.
And they were going to build houses in it. Used to have to go down there and bring a little handcart with me and chop up wood for the fire and everything else. I used to do that on a regular basis.
Wow. And you're only 10, 11.
I was, yeah. I loved doing it as well, James, because I still remember being in there and chopping up the wood and be very quiet, and you'd hear the birds singing, different types of birds and everything else, you know. They always stuck in my mind, you know, hearing the birds. All around you, they wouldn't be minding you, you know what you'd be doing and everything else. You used to play in it then at one stage before they built the houses on it. Well, Copeland Avenue was built on that. That takes you between Malahide, between Griffith Avenue and Holt Road. That's that one there. You know the road I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that lovely open space there.
Yeah. That's the road that when you come down Griffith Avenue, you go through down to Copeland, out onto Holt Road. Yeah, but that's another thing about when we go to school at the time. But see the census there now. When I was born, and well, we're all looking at the census.
Yeah, I actually have it here with me.
Yeah.
So you have James Bell as the head of the family, 50 years old.
My father, yeah.
What was he like? You want to tell me about him?
My father, nice man, James. He worked in the corporation. He was a labourer in the corporation, and he used to go from there up to Inchicore in the morning to work. The place he was working in the corporation was based up in Inchicore, and he had to go up to there to work, and he go in town and get a bus up, and when we moved out to Marino, he was still working in that corporation out in Inchicore, and one time there was a big bus strike. There was a big bus strike and the bus were all off, and he used to leave at 5:30 in the morning and walk all the way to Inchicore. That's the type of man. He went to work. He'd walk the whole way up to Inchicore and walk back.
That's miles away.
I mean, the army weren't out at that time to give you a lift or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, he used to walk it.
He'd no bike or anything?
No, he'd just get out and walk from about 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, to walk.
That's a serious walk.
That's what people did at that time, James. They had to get out and do their own thing. I mean, there was no help. Everyone's in the same boat. They were all poor. They were all trying to make a living.
They'd no
choice. It was. It's tough. It was tough. It's like the time I was at the milk. Nobody did that job I was at now.
No, it takes a very
nobody go out. No young lad would go out and do that work.
Yeah, well, you might get the rare few, but
you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Anyone who's doing that work was delivering milk now in the car during the middle of the night or something like that, when they went private or something like that.
Yeah.
But to go out and in the morning at 5:30, at 6 o'clock, on a wet, snowy morning, drizzly snow, and go in and take a horse out. And bring it round and put it between the shafts of the car and then load your car with milk thing. Nobody do that. Your hands would be falling off you.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know? With a bitterly cold east wind with sleet,
God.
snow and everything else. We got many of them, but to compensate, you got great summers.
Made it all worth
They were
it.
marvellous, great, much better summers we are getting here now. We're only getting the odd good summer here now. They were good summers all the time. Once summer came in, it was in. And you got the good sunny days all day long, from early morning.
God, that's global warming for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was well worth it, I know, but you'd always be wishing when you mean in the winter, coming up to Christmas, you'd be looking forward to the 21st of December.
Yeah.
But after the 21st of December, the days are coming into longer days.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And what was your dad like in the house? Do you
He was
remember?
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was all right. He's very fond of his old drink.
Was he? Yeah.
Indeed he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. But all the lads drank fairly well. Yeah. He was fond of the races, the horses.
Yeah.
He's always back on horses and everything else. Many times I had to run down to Fairview and put a bet on for me. Many times I do that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still walked up to a good age, you know.
Yeah.
I think when you had to retire. And but he used to cut all our hair. He used to cut my hair. And if your shoes were wore out, he used to get, there's a thing at home, it's in underneath the stairs, a last it's called, and he had one of them. It's a bit heavy thing, and he put the shoe on that and nail the sole, the leather sole on. He used to nail them on. A lot of them people doing that. But he used to repair his shoes and that. It was not very little money, even in Marino, because the houses were purchase houses, and you had to pay that. You had to pay the money for the house every week.
Wow, really?
There was a rent office down in Croydon Park Avenue, and you had to go down there every week and pay in your subscription. You were given us what you had to pay every week, how much money you had to pay every week, and you had to pay that. And if you went into arrears, well, you'd be in arrears, they don't belong to telling you, but you still had to clean that up after a certain period of time. You went into arrears now and again. They hadn't got the money. You know, and
it's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Every week.
Yeah. I mean, at that time, when I went out to Marino, it was really tough, really tough.
Yeah.
You know. And then there was 12, as you know, the big family.
Yeah, I list them. So we have James Bell, your dad. It says the head of the family in the census.
Yeah.
And he was 50 when the census was taken.
That's right. Yeah.
This is 1926.
Yeah.
And then, when did he pass away?
Oh God, I forget the date, James. It could have been in the 1980s. Don't ask me about the dates, James.
Yeah.
Hold on, 70. No, it wasn't. It was in the 1980s. He died, yeah. I used to go down to Marino, and it was Saturday night. I had the bike, the Barney push bike. And every Saturday night after tea, I'd cycle down to Marino. It's only down Griffith Avenue, you know, it wasn't very far.
Yeah.
Straight run down. And my mother would be gone out to the pictures. She used to go to the pictures with Flurry. And my father was in the house outside in the kitchen, and he was shaving himself. And he looked awful looking. And he said to me, "See, would you ever go down to Gaffney's and get me a small baby power whiskey?"
Whiskey, yeah.
So I went down to Gaffney's, and Willie was in there having a pint.
Your brother, is it?
Yeah. And he got the baby power for me, and I said to him, "So you want to go home to Willie?" I said, "He doesn't look well at all."
Yeah.
And so I brought back the baby power with that Flurry and Paddy. Flurry and my mother had come home with the pictures, and he was in bed. They had to put him to bed, and he was dying. And they gave him the drop of whiskey, and he came back. And to get a doctor at that time was very hard. So I rang the sacristy up in our church for the priest. And he came, and I stayed there till 12 o'clock or something like that, and Larry did, and then she had to get home, and Paddy had one up there. He wasn't in the house, he was down Clontarf, because it was only Flurry and my mother used to go to films, you know, Saturday night, and I had to bring Flurry, put her on the crossbar on my bike and bring her down to Clontarf. And then when I came back, and Phyllis was doing her note, she didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
I had no phones at that
time. No.
I cycled home, must have been 2 in the morning, 1 or 2 in the morning. And she was delighted to see me. And then I told her, and I went down at 6 o'clock the next morning to see how he was. He had died. You see. I died during the night, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't long after I left he died.
Oh no.
The priest had come, you know, and then he died out. But he had his liver, he was attending the doctor at times. His liver was bad, very bad. Yeah. His liver was bad from all the drink, because he used to drink very first shot whiskey, like, you know, strong whiskey. He used to drink it, and then he was fond of his old pint and a drop of whiskey. He loved drop whiskey. Yeah. Saying to myself, I like a drop of whiskey. You know?
And, we all.
Yeah. But they always brought him whiskey and when they were celebrating anything like that.
Yeah. There was a bit of a dependency.
Yeah. But anyway, thinking that, and then now over the years, his liver got very bad.
Yeah. Strong stuff.
And that's what killed him. Yeah, his liver. Yeah.
So he must, if he was 50 in 1926.
Well, he was in his nearly 80s now at that time, James, and he like myself. He had arthritis. Yeah. He was crippled with it, and he had a walking stick, and he was limping. You know, that kind of, he got that, and I'm the saying out my legs. That's what had me when the legs went walk.
Oh, you're still going though, fair play.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, in the 70s, he died. That's how I can always, when I know where was I at the time. You know, I knew exactly where I was at the time.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
No, we're doing a radio show, it's fine.
No, I'm okay, thanks. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
That's James, that's me
Nice to
grandson.
meet you. All right, yeah, well, nice to meet you.
He's taking me mummers.
Yeah. He's gonna be famous.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, but like when I think of the 50s, James, the way we had to live, it's terrible poor. Like in the early 50s, the early 30s. I'm going back to when I was in school in the 30s.
Right, so you're just only in your...
And then nobody had anything. That's why I was thrown out to work. Because there was 12 in the family in our house, and my mother had to get money somewhere. We weren't bringing enough money because it was a purchase house. It was the first corporation purchase house in Dublin, or in Marino, and it was trying to keep the payments up on that and get me to go out to work and everything. So every penny counted.
Yeah.
You know, it really was. People don't realise it. I could walk around the city and everything else, and my younger days, and see young fellas in bare feet selling the Herald and the Mail, in their bare feet and slash and rain, selling the papers.
Yeah.
You know, that's true.
Yeah.
They used to run shows in the Royal. The Royal was built at that time, and it used to be what they call the Herald Boot Fund. The Herald used to run a fund for boots for kids, for everybody that had no boots.
Wow.
That's how poor it was. They ran these funds they ran these shows to get the money for these people to be for shoes and boots. And
it's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe it, James, like that. Really, real poverty.
Yeah.
But the beauty about it at that time, everyone looked after everyone.
That's right. Yeah.
There was no round robin, no anything going with, no beating up anyone, no robbing whatsoever, and like that. You could put the key in your door and put a string on it and hang it outside your door and hang it inside it. If you were out, come back in, put your hand in and pull the string up and open your hall door.
Wow.
You could leave it open all day, nobody would touch it.
There was a trust level, there was a unity.
Yeah, everyone helped one another, James. I used to help the paperman. I used to help Jack Heffernan with the papers every morning, and some of the mornings I helped the milkman, Charlie. When the early mornings I helped him, when Jack would come along I helped him. Just to get a few bob to go to pictures, James. You were getting nothing at home, nothing for you at home. What you brought in, you were giving it in, up, and that's it. And you know, and like that's the way it was. And mother was a lovely woman, she was a great woman, she was. Yeah, she was.
Tell me about her.
She was a big stout woman, big woman. I tell you what, she gave you a whack in the face, you were gone.
I'll keep that in mind.
She was a big woman, but she was a lovely woman.
What was her name again?
Bridget Bell.
Bridget Bell.
Yeah, they used to, when anyone died, see, those times, you see, there was no, where the coffins were concerned and everything else, funerals and all, they were very, way behind. They were there, but she used to be called, and she'd go up if anyone died on the road, and she washed them and cleaned them and everything else.
Was she actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but to be buried, put in the coffin. She used to do that. If anyone having a baby, she used to do that. Wow. Bring babies in. Yeah, she used to do all that thing and send from my mother. Yeah.
And like she wasn't employed to do that. It was just.
She wasn't a nurse.
It's just her own.
She did that. She didn't know. She did. They sent for But that's the way things were. And so a lot of places on the roads there had people like her. She wasn't the only one. Like there were lots of people like her. That's the way things were there. But people helped out, James.
Yeah.
I saw it myself. I got scarlet fever when I was a kid, and I ended up in hospital, and the whole house had to be fumigated and everything. Scarlet fever at that time was a terrible thing.
Yeah, I actually had that once as well, but obviously it was looked after.
Well, I had it, but I had to spend an awful couple of weeks in Cork Street Hospital. I think that's the Coombe now. I think it was the fever hospital at that time. And then when I was out of that, I had to go convalescent out of Inglis, out to Ben Evan, out past where he lived in Griffith Road. But every hair in the head, your head was shaved off, But I got that like when I was young, and I was my mother took kind of pity on me in a way when I was growing up smaller. And every time like she was going into town, she used to bring me into town. Now, I was in school, I could start in school at the time, and she used to bring me everywhere. and I used to do her shopping, I did shopping for her and everything else. And she was a great woman at wallpapering.
Was she?
Oh, she's great. Yeah, she whooped a ladder like anything. She was.
Fair play to her.
She was. They had that thing about her, she was a nurse,
Nurse by nature.
But she's very, very stern now, like, Yeah, she wasn't. She was very good. Like, I loved my mother, and like, she was such a big woman. She put you when I was a kid. She put me on her lap, and she had a big lap, Because I had boils. I had a bile once. Boils were very prevalent in the early years. Everyone was getting boils. It was probably when getting the right food and all that. So we were getting the best of food. But I don't know what was giving us the boils. She used to get them on your neck. And what she used to do is, James, I'll tell you what she used to do. She used to get a lump of bread and boil the kettle. And when the kettle was boiling, she put it over the bread and soften it and put it on. And bring that in, put it on a bandage, a kind of a bandage. Bring it in and then slap it on your boils.
Slap the bread on top. That's good. That's handy to know.
She was such a big woman. She put me across her lap.
Yeah.
And pull up to me thing, and then pull on me thing. I tell you.
Did it work?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. They cleaned it out. It did, yeah. Some people used to put sugar on the bread and hot porter with sugar, but she boiled the kettle and it went in scalding hot on the lump of bread onto where the boil was.
Did she come up with that?
The boil had this little thing in it, soup in it, and it used to draw that out. There was stuff in it, it had to be got out. Because that's what was causing the boil, the trouble. There were terrible other things, boils at the time.
Yeah.
And everyone was getting boils. There's lots of things people were getting, like I got the scarlet fever at that time. I got that out through I was out playing. I think it must have been only what? Might have been only 12, might have been even 12, wasn't it? I don't think it was even 12. And we went along a Marino. And I was playing with a lad, and I ran through the passageway beside us. He slapped the gate, and when I put my hand up to stop the gate, I missed the bloody thing, and it hit me in the eye. And it split my eye.
Jesus.
And I had to go into a woman across the road put a dressing on it. And I don't know where my mother was. She was there. He brought me, the uncle I was playing with brought me into Mrs. Graham, and she put a dressing on it, and then we went into Jervis Street. That was the hospital at the time. And they dressed and stitched it, had to be stitched. But eventually I got scarlet fever. How I got the scarlet fever was the dressing the woman put on it for me first wasn't very clean. And that could have happened at any time. They just put a dressing on it, stop the bleeding. It wasn't very clean, and I got scarlet fever. And I was taken into hospital. the house had to be fumigated. The fumigation unit came out to the house. Everyone had to get out for a while they went through the house, killing it. That's why scarlet fever was so bad at that time, James.
God, yeah.
You had it, and you
I did, yeah. I had it.
Well, it was a dangerous old thing at that time. It was scarlet fever and diphtheria were two of the terrible things. And the house had to be. I was put in the thing I brought to Jervis Street. That's the fever hospital in Cork Street, and I was in there for a few weeks, and there was. They shaved the heavy bit of hair off my head.
Wow.
And I always remember Jim coming up to see me, and he wasn't allowed in. He was looking into the glass in the hospital.
Yeah.
And he used to bring me up comics and that, you know.
That's your brother, isn't it?
Yeah, Jim, the eldest brother.
Yeah.
And he used to come up. And I was moved out then to convalescent out near Griffith Road where I lived at one time, you know, Benevan.
Yeah.
And I was in there for a couple of weeks, and then I was brought home. Yeah. And got well and everything else. And I became my mother took kind of thing to me that everywhere I went, she brought me, shopping and everything else.
Yeah.
I was out of school for a while.
You would be, yeah.
Yeah, and then went back to school, and she used to be in the town of a Saturday night, and there was anytime you want to suit around like that, we got it from this woman up in off Moore Street, Kathleen Palmer. She had the clothes place, so second hand. There were new clothes and second hand ones and that. And she got to know her very well, and she, after shopping in Moore Street and around the area, she landed in that shop, and she was paying her bill of what she owes for her clothes and that.
Yeah.
And we used to get our clothes up there, and she'd sit there chat. I did two of them smoke, but she'd be there for maybe an hour chatting. I used to be bored stiff because I was trying to go home. But then I used to help in the shop with it, and it was so kind of a store, it was a shutdown thing, you know. And yeah, she's very nice, Kathleen Palmer. I wallpapered for her at one time. My man got me to wallpaper for her. But yeah, she's very nice, Kathleen Palmer. I always remember very well.
This is
yeah,